execution of this function. If not, if it is still undefined, then it will go over here. In this case, I know that the user is not actually exist inside users array. So I will create a new user over here. I will assign username same as that of the one which I have received, and then I will push that user to users array. At this point, I know that my username which I have received in this function exists, and the user is what I have created over here. Instead of writing any other logic from this point, I can simply call this function over here and assign the same username and to-do description. This time, because I have inserted that user in a list, it will not actually reach to this point, because it will get the user index from here and it will return from line number 13. So this is my complete code, but I haven't yet used it in my API. So let's go back to server.ts, and here whatever I am creating, no need to do anything over here. Yeah, no need to do anything. I will just have to use cgstore dot add to do and my username, which is cg input dot username comma and to do description, which is cg input dot to do description, and it should do the work. Let's try and test it. I've closed the server, npx tsc again, node server.js, or there is a shortcut like npx tsc and node server.js. Sorry, server.js. It will compile and run the server in one line. So let's go back to Postman and try it over here. Initially, let's remove this params, or let's put it Ganesh, and prepare front end. Let's say if I send, it will create Ganesh as a user and to dos, and this time I will say backend keeping Ganesh username same. This time it will add it into this user to do. Now if I put Nishmita prepare front end, this time since Nishmita did not exist in this users, it should add new users over here. Okay, so you can see Nishmita with prepare front end, and if I do, let's say Clayton, even if the prepare front end is same, it will Clayton. Okay, prepare front end is the same, it will create the new user over here. So our to do actually working. Okay, but it is all in memory. So if I remove this, it should still give me the to do list, but it is still in memory. If I restart the server, all users will be destroyed, or the memory will be destroyed, and it will take the memory back. The system will take the memory back. So our program need to have some kind of logics to store this object in a file. Fine. So now questions time. I know this is a bit complicated, but this is the basics, and this I tried to cover most of the things over here, like array, recursion, class, functions, and few more things like how to write functions, how to return. Yeah, that's it. Now our API for adding to do is working. We can see over here, where is the presentation? Yeah, over here. So create an in-memory object to store to do for user. This is now completed. Now to retrieve the to do for specific user, It is actually, we have done it. If I put it blank, I see it like this, but I don't want to have it for all users. I need to put one username. I need to retrieve only to do specific to that username. I will take that one, but before that, let me ask if you have some questions or something which is not well understood. Okay, Nishmita.
Okay. So, see, I understood when you are explaining like this you have to do, this you have to do. But I'm just thinking that, how you will know their next step.
Mhm. How will we
So,
know the next step? It is actually a logic. It is not a step. Step is something which is defined, and you have to perform those steps. So it is not
hmm.
actually actually steps. It is the logic which you have it in mind, and you have to just mold your program as per your mind. It is not a step. You are roaming. You are just moving from here and there the way you want. Can you go back to the point where you said it is a step? Where do you find it is a step? Anywhere inside this code?
No,
Like,
it's like, okay, so this I understood that,
mhm,
you are writing after this add to do username string, then you are saying that if it is undefined, then what? Then after that, next you are coming to this paragraph, right? Export class CG user. It's like, I'm just thinking,
mhm.
it's like how to remember these things.
Yeah. This is a difficult question. How to remember these things?
No, Sudarshan, 1 minute. So
Yes.
we will have to explain Nishmita. Nishmita knows what is a function. Nishmita doesn't know what is a class. We'll have to explain her what is a class.
Mhm. Okay. So I will explain you what is a class. You see these three lines over here. I am creating variable user is equal to new CG user. Okay.
Okay, so have a very silly question here.
Mhm.
So, like, it's like, how do you know that you have to write in this way? So, you have written variable user is equal to new CG user
Mhm.
and in the bracket. And
Yeah.
second, you are writing user dot username is equal to username. So,
Hmm.
I'm saying the format,
Yeah,
every
yeah,
time
yeah.
there is change in format, right?
Wait. Just forget about everything else. Just concentrate on these three lines. Okay. The format
Okay.
is the var. var is like you are creating a variable, and
Mm,
user is a name of that variable. It could be anything like variable
mm,
Nishmita. Nishmita is going to be
mm.
a user. So that is
Okay.
okay. Now is equal to means you are creating it, and new
Mm,
is you are creating new instance of this class. Class it means some logic I have written inside this class. Like, I can write it this way: variable Nishmita is equal to new human, right? It is something like
okay.
this. Human is a class. Human, the functions of human, like human can walk, human can study, human can swim, human can watch videos. These are all
Mm,
functions inside a human.
mm.
So I can actually define human like this: export class human. Okay. Now my error is gone.
Okay.
I know I have created a human who is Nishmita, right? Now function, let's say swim is a function. I've created a function inside this, and I'm saying that human is swimming. So I just want to log it into a console. Let's say swimming. So when I say, let me put this in another, I cannot put it over here. Let me put this in over here somewhere just to show you what will happen if I do it. App.get get this time just a test and a function just to show you something on screen. Okay. Sorry, this should be a curly braces, and here I'm going to write this: Nishmita is human. Okay, Nishmita is human, and human, I did not get it over here because I haven't imported it. So let me put it there itself just to avoid any kind of confusion. I will put it here. So just concentrate on these lines. So I have created Nishmita as a human, and I am
Mhm.
saying that swim. That means Nishmita will swim. So Nishmita dot. I don't have to remember. I know that I have defined swim as a function inside human, so my code editor will give me this option of autocomplete. I will just have to click on that. And this is the function. This is the way we call the function. If I forget to put these parentheses, it will not be actually executed. But when you put dot, you will see that this is a method. Method is it is synonymous for a function. So this is the function. I have to call it like this. So I have created the instance Nishmita and I am saying swim. So let's say I am going to stop the server and running it again. Now it knows when I am giving a request on test endpoint. Now this is going to be again confusing. Let's do it this way. Mm, response dot send and Nishmita swim, and here I have to put those request and response. Okay, just to see it on browser, let me close this one and run it again. Now here, when I use my API endpoint slash test, it should show me that swimming. Again, this is should not be swimming. It should be return swimming. I will tell you what is happening. Test, and it will show nothing because I did not compile it. Put it over here, and if I go to my endpoint, see what it is saying: swimming. And why?
Yes.
Because I've created the instance. I am calling the function inside that object. When class instance is created, when I say instance, when I put new in front of class, it is actually creating a copy of this human class. Human is a general word, like it is like a template. I am creating Nishmita out of human template. Okay, so class is similar to as a template. If we do not create instance of that template, we cannot actually use that class. So I am creating this instance, that means an object out of this class. So my object will know